Welcome to the Healing Power of Art. My name is Lynn Caldwell, and I'm the Executive Director here at the Fine Line Creative Arts Center. We'll be starting our virtual opening in just a minute, but I did want to remind you to come out and see us. You have to check out this inspired show. Wear your mask. Hope and I will be here. Here's wishing you a little hope for 2021.
And I'm here in my Naperville, Illinois fiber studio. The piece in the Healing Power of Art at Fine Line is called Yogi Bodhi Tea Time. It is a felted teapot made primarily with Finnish wool, some merino, over a resist to create a hollow form, such as this teapot here, with a removable top. And then I added the Yogi tea inspirational tags that you can get on their tea bags because I find them pretty cool. And I hope that you can sit with a cup of tea, read something inspirational, enjoy the show, and let's all have a wonderful, healthy 2021.
Hello, my name is Amy Eisen, and I'm an artist from Oklahoma City. And I very much love the focus for the show about healing through art. I've definitely found a measure of that for myself through painting and creating beauty. And that's very much the piece, my piece for the show, Flight of the Lilies, is about me processing through some hard things. We had a really early ice storm come through Oklahoma, and it caught all of our trees still leafed out, and some of our flowers and last, moments of bloom. And when the ice covered everything, and then the wind came through and just obliterated it all. And as I was watching, I felt very connected with what was going on inside me emotionally. There's so many people in a hard place right now with what's going on in our world, politically, with illness, and so many people, the loss of so many people. So I was very much processing how watching nature, they have to go through a season of dying. It goes dormant, and things suffer and seem to struggle, but really that's such a catalyst for new beauty and new growth. And there can always be moments of beauty found and to come out of seasons that are really difficult. And so Flight of the Lilies is very much about that for me. So trying to find and hold on to hope and something beautiful out of this really hard time. And I think that's just what I would want anybody to take away from viewing my work. I'm often dealing with hard things, but even though it doesn't show on the canvas necessarily, it's all there. It's an underlying foundation. I just wish and long for people to feel hopeful and feel a connection with my work. So thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy this show.
Hi everyone, I'm April Fitzpatrick, visual artist and art therapist from Jackson, Mississippi, currently living in Tallahassee, Florida. My work integrates contemporary abstraction and experimental narrative using bold, edgy, and textured mixed media paintings and collages. I aim to tell Black stories, those that have been scattered, distorted, hidden, forbidden, and denied, in hopes of illustrating how we internalize and externalize racial trauma. I'm inspired by the Harlem Renaissance and the Black arts movement, with specific attention to memory, perception, and symbolism. In my work, if you look closely enough, you will find the pineapple, in which I use to symbolize Black remembrance, Black possibilities, and Black futures. Thank you for the opportunity, and I hope that you enjoy my work.
Hi, my name is Diana Gabay. I live in Bethel, Connecticut. The works that I've submitted to the Healing Power of Art are part of a larger series that I've been working on for a couple of years called The Energy Within Matter. And while I've been developing this series, I've also been developing techniques of working that are new for me, including digital media. So the works that you see in the show are the result of a hybrid process that begins with actual mark-making painting on paper, traditional techniques, scanned into an app called Procreate, and then layered with photographs that I've taken and digital mark making. So the final image then can be printed directly onto aluminum. It's a process that I'm pretty excited about because the luminosity of the color is really preserved on the aluminum, and the piece itself is very lightweight, easy to maintain, and is UV protected. The inspiration for the work comes from my walks in the woods and the feelings of awe and wonder and mystery that always accompany me on the walks, and the sense that so many impressions come in at the same time. So I'm hoping that this exploration of layering techniques will give the viewer also that experience of multiple things coming in to the senses at the same time. Thank you so much to Fine Line Creative Arts Center for persevering during COVID and giving us the opportunity to show our work. I'm really excited to see the work in the show. It's a wonderful title, a really important theme during this time, and I really look forward to seeing the work of other artists. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Jeanette Hammerstein. I'm an oil painter and a practicing emergency medicine physician. I come to you from Bloomington, Indiana, and I'm here in my studio. So the healing power of art is something I believe in wholeheartedly, as it's something that I have experienced firsthand. When I was a young doctor, I used to have a replay of the traumas and tragedies and difficult things I saw and did going on in my mind. And I began to question whether I was even in the right profession. I started taking art classes part-time at a community college, and I discovered oil painting. And along with that, I discovered a whole new world and way of processing these difficult things I was seeing and doing. And I haven't really looked back since. Art for me is an essential part of my life balance. So this painting, Rescued, is a painting that was inspired by a patient I cared for that had some end-stage dementia. And it is looking at what it means to be rescued. And who actually is rescued in this painting? Is it the bird? Is it the loved one with the hand on the shoulder? Is it the elder individual, or is it the artist? And I think that possibly it's all of them. So thank you for taking time to listen, and I sure hope you enjoy the show.
As a child, I lay in the grass under the pre-tornado skies of the Midwest, and I realized adults are wrong. Magic does exist. This was it. It's everywhere. And I want the sense of wonder to come through in my art. My name is Elizabeth Ladwig, and I am a photographic artist in the New Jersey Highlands. My images are photo composites. So like collage, I digitally cut and paste my own photographs to create magical scenes. We're all familiar with fairy tale lands like Narnia or Wonderland, but what if I told you that we live on a giant orb out in the middle of I don't know where that travels around a massive ball of fire? What if I told you the creatures here fly and shapeshift and scale walls, or that sparkling crystals fall from the sky, and when you catch them in your bare hands, they disappear right before your eyes? Would you believe me?
Hello, my name is Jeannie Cat Mcgrail. I was born in Minneapolis, and I am currently living in the Chicago vicinity. My works are all from my Reconstruction Spheres project. They are titled Oblivious, COVID Sunset, and Reverie. They are digitally created from my nature photography, and they show the healing transitions in the redistribution of Earth's bounties, expanding, rotating, intersecting.
Hello, my name is Kate Padberg. I am an art teacher living in Kansas City, Missouri. And the piece behind me here is the sister piece to the piece that is on display for the Healing Power of Art show, titled Cautionary Intuition. It's a mixed media piece with spray paint, batik wax, dye, and watercolor collaged together. It is part of a larger series of work called Exaltation of a Predisposition, Gratitude of a Previvor. I'm a previvor. I'm a person living with the breast cancer gene mutation that increases my risk of getting breast and ovarian cancer. I'm the first person in my family to be diagnosed with it. So my whole life I was living in this fear that I had this gene, and it turns out it was true. So Cautionary Intuition is a fitting title.
My name is Christina Hilfershpulaski. I currently live in Davenport, Iowa. I'm the proud mother of 5 grown or almost fully grown kiddos and a retired U.S. Army Transportation Information Operations Officer who I believe has successfully used the healing power of art to transition from wounded warrior to artist, which is why I'm so honored to have 3 of my pieces, her voices, endowed by her creator, and my most recent piece, It Is What It Is, Isolation, Introspection, and Divorce, selected to be part of your Healing Power of Art exhibition. Please check out my website, woundednotworthless.com, to learn more about how I've used the healing power of art in my everyday life to overcome my invisible wounds of war. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Well, my name is Jennifer Salzman. I was born and raised in Wausau, Wisconsin. I currently live in Cresswell, Oregon. I've been living in Oregon for the past 16 years. I live here along with my husband, Andreas Salzman, who is also an artist. And that's Roy. And she's the best studio dog ever. I absolutely love her. She's my muse. My traditional training is in photography. I still shoot film, 35 millimeter, with my Pentax K1000 that my father bought me when I was 16. Still my favorite camera all these years later. And from there, I oftentimes try to incorporate traditions, old world craft traditions of embroidery, something I was taught by my mom many, many years ago. And the red thread becomes a really important symbol in a lot of my work. That comes from a beautiful poem that was written by Parker Palmer. He talked about how we move through the world collecting red threads, and how we weave them together to create a tapestry. And we gather and mark things along the way, and we give these woven moments to the people we love. I oftentimes reflect on that as I'm working, so that is one of my reoccurring themes that I hold dear.
Hi, I'm Karen Smith. I'm a fiber artist and I live in Wimberley, Texas, which is the hill country of Texas. It's a beautiful landscape here, and it reminds me also of when I lived in New Mexico, where the landscape is surprisingly similar. So it's a big inspiration for my work. In this piece, Our Birthing Begins Again, I've tried to illustrate the relationship between the ancestors and our future technology. And what I'm trying to communicate is that we have to have a relationship between our ancestors and our modern world to really heal the earth and heal ourselves. Thank you.
We'd like to welcome Leslie Gina for the judge of our show, The Healing Power of Art, here at the Kavanagh Gallery. She is an artist and an art therapist who is currently the program director for the arts programs at the People's Resource Center, which is a nonprofit organization serving the residents of DuPage County. She is also the executive director of the Alliance of Fine Art. Leslie has presented many art therapy events and community events around the area. We'd like to welcome Leslie Gina.
Hi there, thanks so much for being here. Congratulations to all the artists. This is a wonderful show and a theme very close to my heart. It was very difficult to judge, but here are my decisions. Our first one is an honorable mention for Karen Smith, Our Birthing Begins, again, updated. This is a beautiful quilt. I love all the layers. I love all the detail and the way just every stitch was paid attention to. Everything was pieced together so beautifully. I think it really does tell a story through the layers, and I just think it's a really well done quilt. The next honorable mention is for Jean Cat Mcgrail for Oblivious Reconstruction Spheres. So I am not familiar with the art process that was made to make this piece, but I just couldn't stop looking at it. I kind of got lost in all the layers and the spheres and the different textures and patterns and things coming together and what was happening. And talk about healing, I felt like I was being healed after looking at it. Just such a gorgeous piece and so many different things happening, and I would love to learn more about this process. The last honorable mention is for April Fitzpatrick, Behind the Flag. And I read in the artist's biography about how they are telling African American stories, and I felt, of course, that's so important now, but I love the way all of these pieces work together, and there's a flow from the flag into these textured pieces and all the different patterns, and then the rolled up pieces of magazine and the newspaper collages. I just think that this evokes the raw storytelling kind of idea that I think this artist is going for, and just trying to show, a story that is so important to them and using whatever they need to do it. And I just really respect this piece a lot. Next is an award of merit given to Sarah Slee Brown for Souls Ascending Green Gate. I also feel that this piece is a great representation of healing and the healing power of art. It evokes a comfort. It's something that is just really pleasing to look at and comforting. I love the green into the earth tones, and just the way things are pieced together and the texture on it. And I read in her bio that she was interested in giving a place of comfort for those who have lost people to the COVID virus. And I really think that this does just that. It made me feel comforted looking at it as well. And the next award of merit goes to Mary Lalonde for In This Together. I really love this piece. I love the expression on both people's faces. I love the color, the texture, the way the faces were made, and the way they are interacting and kind of supporting one another. It really, to me, gave me the idea of like a caretaker. And I did read that this artist had suffered a traumatic brain injury, and that art was a way to cope with that. And I really think that this piece speaks to that and speaks to healing and how powerful art can be. And this award of merit goes to Matthew Patterson for Seascape in Black. This is a blown glass piece, and I love the way these little components lay on the bigger one. I love the juxtaposition, I love the color and the sort of playfulness, but also just how balanced it is. It's just really pretty. I want to touch it, I'm not going to, but I really like to. And I love the little colors and things happening on these smaller pieces. I just think it's a fun and very calming piece. And the Best in Show award goes to Bob Mosier for In My Father's House, this triptych. I saw this as soon as I came in, and honestly I was a little blown away by how you can do this with thread and just all the detail and all the work that must have gone into these pieces. I love the grids versus the landscape images and the way they work so well together. I really enjoy this piece as a triptych and the way you can go through the narrative from the first to the third panel, and that in the end this landscape piece kind of is able to overshadow the grid. And I know that in the bio the artist mentioned dealing with things that happened in his childhood, and I know these are I could tell that a lot of emotion went into making these pieces, and I just think they work so well together, and what a beautiful way to showcase a narrative and a beautiful way to use art as healing. Thank you again, everybody. Thanks to all of the artists. This is an amazing show. And again, I think that using this theme of art as healing is wonderful, and everybody is very brave for including their art in this show. And I hope that art can continue helping everybody heal.